Oh, hi, it's Rich. My computer talks to me. That's weird, isn't it? I just want to say the Office of Prime Minister and Cabinet refused my freedom of information. That's weird because it would clearly show that I've got a work cover case that's over 2 years old. That's made me suffer. What else has made me suffer is that would have exposed my former partner, Steve Isonides, who's an ASIC agent. And he exploited me for my nest egg when we were together for 5 years and left me homeless. That's weird. And he's hiding in plain sight. No one's doing anything because I'm character assassinated. I have lost my income assist from being sick and framed from work. I lost my sexual abuse case because of a crooked magistrate. I've been framed by a powerful lawyer, Mr. Ball of Ball & Partners, who informs the government ombudsman. So I've never had a lawyer my whole life. And I can't get one. Also, I just wish to say that I'm homeless and the police are going to move me on in 10 days' time. And VCAT have ruled that that's okay. I tried to acknowledge with them that the detriment and the reason I haven't paid my rent is not my fault, but of course the systems that be don't want to hear it. I presented myself to the world as a healer and a warrior and a mental health recovery coach. For many years, 25 years in fact, I helped a lot of people. And I spoke in Parliament to Montreal, to Dubbo, to Warrnambool, Today Show, ABC News, you name it, I've advocated there. My journey's been a difficult one, framed by how vulnerable I've made myself and how easy I've left myself open to exploitation. And I had no idea that people had that in them until really this moment in which I've just been to the dog park. I've got an art book because I'm an artist, and I just was begging people to take it off me for whatever money they had, and that's how me and Crystal get by today. I'm owed my HCF income assist, but they know I can't go to Africa because I'm banned from Africa, and they know I failed at the Australian Human Rights Commission when they free kicked a $1 million case to the opposition. They know that I can't go to the Attorney General, the last Attorney General, Michaelia Cash, because she doesn't want to know about corruption. She sends me to the SANE helpline. My book, actually, that I wrote, got a Human Rights Award, and it got SANE's Book of the Year. I'm kind of going around in circles because I'm exploited as a mad person, but, and yeah, I'm mad, but I'm still a person. And there's more than one dimension to people. Madness in individuals is extremely rare, but in society, it is normal. I'm facing a crisis. I am in a desperate situation. I actually have suffered such systemic oppression that is rooted in libel and slander and prejudice and stigma and shame, and it's not all mine, it's society's. And I've suffered that for so many years, lost so many jobs, I've struggled, I've rebuilt myself every single time. And I got to the pinnacle of that when I'm not stupid, I did a doctorate, I've got a PhD, I'm a doctor, I'm Dr. Richard McLean. And I ran my own business as an arts therapist and a peer support worker for the NDIS. And I ran my own business. It wasn't the first time I've created my own business. And I did that all by myself for 2 years. No congratulations, just carry on. But then I was framed out of it. So I lost one VOCAT case. I lost another VOCAT case. I was framed by police for doing crimes I hadn't done. And then my name was mud. And I was doing my own client's VOCAT case as a NDIS registered therapeutic support and a doctor and allied health professional. And I realised that the VOCAT case that I was doing for my client's child sex abuse issues was illegitimate. because my reputation had been ruined and my name had been slandered. I took a break from work and I expected income assist to kick in for a couple of weeks while I took some time off. I hadn't had a break in 2 years. I've worked very hard my whole life. And people think because you don't have money, you haven't worked hard. This is incorrect. I've been an artist my whole life. I've been a musician. I've been a truth speaker and a truth seeker. I've worked interpersonally with people and society, systemically, personally, locally, state, federal, internationally, electronically. When I was rendered illegitimate, I wanted the income assist to kick in just for a couple of weeks for me to have a break, but instead, I'd made a complaint about a doctor, as I said years before, and his lawyer framed me as an extortionist. Now, I didn't know this. And my former partner owes me a detriment that is clearly in the public domain. And he and the government are all just not acknowledging it. So I went for the detriment, and my former partner pulled some strings and managed to framed me so much that I was incarcerated as a mad person. And I'd explained very clearly to the CAT team why this persecution was happening, and I was explicitly aware of what was happening to me. The processes are, though, that this is a methodology of punishment. Knowing this, I was in hospital. They did mess with medication that I'd been on for 20 years. And sadly, I suicided in the hospital in March 2021, and it was deemed a fatal injury and a lethal attempt in the Freedom of Information. And there's been no recourse. I have tried my best to get a simple acknowledgement in defence of my life. And I went to the Health Complaints Commissioner, the Mental Health Complaints Commissioner, IBAC, the police, the Victorian Inspectorate, the Ombudsman. I can't go anywhere because the Ombudsman's informed. I have no recourse, I have no power, no one cares. In actual fact, the world has moved on, but I was dumped unceremoniously with now no job, no car, no food, and squatting into society, into a squat in February 2021. And for 2 years, I've tried to fight for my justice. I've lost at AFCA, they banned me. I've lost at the Australian Human Rights Centre. I've lost at all the health agencies. I've lost at the police. I've lost at the federal police. I can't report crime. I can't be a whistleblower. I'm a banned whistleblower at ASIC, APRA, the Commonwealth Ombudsman, and the Office of Prime Minister and Cabinet refuse to acknowledge my freedom of information, which would obviously demonstrate and render all the detriment that's occurred to me and put me out of a very precarious situation in which I'm framed, and no one will help me. Even after I killed myself, the government put me on job seeker. I wasn't on a pension. They put me on job seeker. I had to beg for a pension. The pension's only about $1,200. That's all up after just very basic bills. My rent alone was $1,700 a month. And therein lies an incredible detriment and a conscious rendering of me being a vagrant. I am a vagrant. I am homeless. I have a storied life and I'm very rich in many ways. And I have a beautiful dog, and I've actually also got cancer, and I can't see a doctor because no doctor will see me because they think I'm too much hard work. I can't go to the police. They keep locking me up in the psychiatric ward. In actual fact, when I went back one of the times, it was designed like an elaborate fantasy that I could barely believe, that I was violently assaulted inside the hospital with a setup by a powerful system of exploitation which wanted to hurt me, and the powers that be want to hurt me. And the people in my life who blame me, you should move on. I had to move on. You shouldn't get money. I had to work. These things aren't sufficient, and they're easy ways to get rid of a hard problem. I deserve my income assist. I deserve my work cover. I deserve a home. I deserve freedom from exploitation. I deserve a lawyer. I deserve access to the law. I deserve to live at my home or my squat in peace. I'm under surveillance. I've got recordings of it. In actual fact, they frame it so bad and exploit me as mad so much that they have intercepted my computer and they play abuse through the speakers as I try and listen to music. And this is an abhorrent and vile victimization of a person's agency, their dignity and their privacy. I've been framed with pedophile posts. I've been called a rapist for it was consensual, but regretful, but consensual sex, which I publicly declared in a book. It's easy to exploit me now that people owe me money. I am neither a pedophile. I am neither a rapist. I'm not an extortionist. I'm not a drug dealer. I'm not any of those things. I am Rich McLean, and I'm a fucking legend for even surviving this and even surviving this far. I made a website called killhim.info because literally that's what they're trying to do. Via proxy attack of robbing me in the money, they are rendering me a desperate vagrant. And they have, and they've done it for 2 years. And outstanding immediately to stop my detriment and my torture is my work cover, my income assist, another work cover claim from 2000. I could sue the hospital. I could sue the malpractice. There's so many ways in which if I was legally legid in this society, I would be out of detriment. But they are going to kill me. Have a look at the cancer on my nose. That was diagnosed over a year ago. No doctor will see me. I've got a throat infection. My eyes are bad. And just as a simple detriment of displaying the amount of abuse that this has done to me and how much I've suffered. I lost the entirety of most of my blood, and I bled out in the loony bin floor in the shower recess in February 2021, and they reluctantly shaved me, pumped me up with blood, and now I have a brain detriment. I know it because I think with this brain, and I know it's not what it used to be. And also, I cannot feel my feet. I can't feel my feet, and it makes me feel sad that every time I go to walk, I'm walking around on stumps. I've got a beautiful dog. I love what people have done for me in the tiny little bits they have, but that's almost like throwing itching powder on someone and making them suffer, and then walking up right to their front and scratching them on the arm and go, there, that's better, isn't it? It's not sufficient for the whole of society and every human being on the planet to forsake me and my story. I ask everyone and every parliamentarian who this is going to, that you act within the remit of the Charter of Human Rights of People with Disability, which is ratified by the government in 2008, and that every public official and politician is within their remit as a public official under the Public Authority Act to not act outside that charter. And that charter says that I must have a lawyer, I must have equality before the law, I must not be robbed of my life, I must not be exploited, I must not be tortured. I've been tortured. I'm going back to my squat now, and I'm going to publish this because we live storied lives. I haven't got much. I've just got sentience left and the shell of a life and vagrancy and death waiting. I hope you listen to my story, and I hope you share it, because the Office of Prime Minister and Cabinet and the Tax Department and Centrelink, even personal people like Bill Shorten's rejected me, the Attorney General, Mark Dreyfus, he's rejected me, ASIC rejected me. They're watching me. And you know what? I already know they're going to frame me with a crime before I get this story out so they can stop me from getting my justice. That's my story for now. It's Rich and Crystal. Have a lovely day. Crystal, can you say, I love you? No, she's not going to say it. I love people, but they've forsaken me.